It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders, and it's coming up next.
Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball teed up, Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jayden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And his first pass falls incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now it's second down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain, with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. Throw left side, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running with Eckler again. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Malik Hooker with the tackle. Moving in the right direction, 5 yards there, but still got a 3rd and 9 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Completed to his running back. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On comes Austin Seibert and the Commanders' field goal unit to try this on 4th down. Ball in the left hash, the distance 53 yards. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, well, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Prescott here from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. Yeah. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
That's grabbed inside the 30. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
1 quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They have it 2nd down, well inside of field goal range. Gets to space right side. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys finish off their opening drive. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. They've got first down from the 31. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now Daniels off the play action. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Daniels. Caught by his back. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from the 41. From the gun, it's Robinson. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Deron Bland. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Here's 2nd and 5. Caught by the open man. And he'll head out of bounds at the opponent's 35. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the Combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
That's the 2-minute warning in what has been a defensive battle. The Commanders pushing for a score before the break. Out of the gun, Daniels. Able to find Ertz. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 17. This throw is caught. to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Again, Daniels to the air. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Cowboys scoop it up. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Gosh, we have seen these quarterbacks make some incredible plays from here to reach the end zone. That was certainly not one of them. Careless with the football, left an opening for those defenders to knock it free and escape without surrendering any points.
Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. And leading just 7-3, might be better to take a knee and take the lead into the locker room. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. First and 10, Prescott. Short pass brought in. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
From the 31, Ferguson there to bring it in. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Back to throw it. This one caught by C.D. Lamb. And he'll get it up to the 44. So we've arrived at halftime with the Cowboys enjoying a lead on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Eward.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the Cowboy offense for the opening possession of the third. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Running back sent in motion. Throw complete to Lamb. And he'll get it up to the 44. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They're running the option, short side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Dak now from the gun. Ferguson's got it, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's first down. Working inside the red zone. Well secured by Brandon Cooks. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
From the gun is Prescott. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now they have 3rd and short.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds. That's
caught for the first. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Dak throwing again. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. It's a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Dak Prescott touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys drive their lead to 11. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Commanders set to take over. And they find themselves trailing by 11 as they take over down 14-3. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That was Micah Parsons making that play. Second and 6 coming up here. Now the shotgun give to Eckler. This is ahead for about 5. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Taking a deep shot here. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Dak. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively. But listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott here from the gun. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys stretch their lead on the final play of the 3rd. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. So after figuring out the flag, now we've reached the end of our 3rd quarter. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Daniels on first down. has a man, it's Ertz. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Daniels from the pistol. He puts some air under this one, deep right. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
First down from the red zone. That's McCaffrey working the sideline. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
They are throwing it again. Forced out to his right. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders get it back to within 2 possessions. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Austin Seibert on to try the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Commanders make it an 11-point ball game. They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Cowboys manage to recover the football. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
They give it to him again. And he's got this down to the 40. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Cowboys up by 11. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So 4th down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. Ball in the left hash, the distance 53 yards. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game. It really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You put up the combine times of tight ends running a 40-yard dash, and they certainly don't run as fast as the safeties or the corners in this league. But when you get them going in the right direction and you get them dragging across the field like that, well, they can still do their damage.
Here's 2nd and 2. Finds him on the crossing route. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only 1 timeout left, and that clock winding down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
He's on the move. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining, long odds ahead of him. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, and not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Game might not be over just yet, though, Brock. You got a flag out there, and that could mean an untimed down. Let's see. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So, yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys are winners. As with that, we sign off from